You know what it is. You know who it is.
OG Lee in the house. Once again. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Baby.
And back with another goodness one. Again.
Thank goodness again. Hey, we can toast off that one too. We can't lie to the people and say it's a Red Cup Saturday, but two gents having
it's a Red Cup day. Period.
But yo,
and it's not necessarily anything hard in here. This could be a soft drink.
No, my drink ain't soft. My drink hard. It's not hitting hard, but it's a little something hard in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little something.
Something to break the ice.
Yeah. And there's some ice in there too. And the ice is getting broken. But before we get into it and I start rambling on, right?
That's how I started, man.
I can't just breeze past it. It's UNDE. It's OG Lee. How you doing, OG Lee?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Can't complain. It's a wonderful life.
I like to hear it. Gotta hear it, man.
Things are good, man. Things are good. Shit is still, I'm always complaining. Shit is too high, but I'm good.
And with shit is too high, that might just kind of lead me into my first topic. I just had a kind of just a question, broad question. Can you have a healthy mindset while you're broke, kind of financially?
Man, you can, but it's difficult. Very, very difficult. Because if you live in America, that is, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, man, somebody's trying to get some money from you, or you got to put money out for just to sustain yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're broke, in America, there's a constant reminder that, hey, you need money, you need money, you need money. And so it's hard to keep a good attitude, man. It's hard to keep a good attitude.
And it really is, right? So in this economy, that's a lot of people's problem, right?
It absolutely is. It leads to a lot of people's depression. I mean, because sometimes it's to the point where something you can't afford could be something like your rent. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at getting evicted or some shit like that. I mean, how the hell are you going to keep, good spirits? I mean, it's possible, but it's difficult,
That's hell, man.
Very, very,
very difficult. And which I'm not in that personal situation or have been in a situation like that. Luckily, thank God, right? But I don't know. Is there advice that you could give, or like, you know what I'm saying? Would you have to put yourself in those shoes? What do you think you could say, like, to a person? Put yourself in those shoes. What would be a way to keep a positive mindset?
Stay off drugs. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. No. Stay off drugs. You show me a motherfucker really that stays without a job for a long period of time, because anybody could fall off. Show me a motherfucker that, when the last time he worked, he tells you like 5 years ago. I bet you that motherfucker's on some kind of drug, Yeah. Otherwise, true. Man, you got to do what you got to do to get paid out here.
Say no to drugs.
It's serious. That's the first thing you got to do, man. And if you want to raise a good kid into an adult, that's another thing that I say, is try to keep them away from any kind of drug. Don't think about it, whether it be a gateway drug, marijuana, what. Just keep them away from any drugs if you can, because it just sets you up for a bad situation. Everybody I know, damn near, if they've got drugs in their life, that shit didn't end well. It didn't end well, man. Did not end well. So keep them away from fucking drugs, man.
And kind of like you were saying, I feel like there's a running kind of thing going on here, a theme we talk about.
But now let me just say this too.
Tell me.
Show me that same person, right? And it would be a person who didn't study anything hard, or they have no skill, no trade. So for people who, are finding it hard, there are people who, they didn't look at the situation, and think, I'm going to need to maybe study some more. And this is what I'm talking about, drugs, because most kids, when they start drugs, they start in like high school, maybe some of them even junior high school, right? So that drug, usually marijuana, that's going to slow you down in terms of your thinking and your motivation, right? So then you're gonna go from that kid that everybody thought was gonna be something, right? You was down with the math, the science, you stopped doing all that shit, right? So now if you do go through college, now you're doing it like everybody else, because somebody maybe have wanted you to do it or whatever. The real shit that you should be studying is too hard because you're getting hard, you partying, colleges for partying, getting high and all that shit. So you come out. Some people too with these loans, they ain't even finished, right? Ooh. But some come out
financial
and
crack.
They went to sociology and shit like that, right? Because they are partying on sociology. They got all these different type of where they can't get no job, no more than anybody damn near from high school, right? So that's one of the things. If you look at it and say, "Wow, this guy's really suffering and shit," why? He probably didn't study something hard. You know what I'm saying? So if you take a small amount of your time, relatively speaking, and study something hard, man, you'll be having the rest of your life easy. You know what I'm saying? You see people who say, man, I'm going to be a pharmacist. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be an attorney, a lawyer. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a neurologist, whatever the hell it is. That's really, relatively speaking, 12 years, say, for instance, they study. That's more than the average person, but that's still a small amount of time. Look at what they do in terms of what they make for the rest of their lives, right? Yeah. So that's really the answer to anybody. If you're not lazy, or some people, they just not born with what it takes to study that type of shit. So unless you get a physical skill, you're always going to be, up shit's creek without a paddle, right? Because what do we live in? Capitalism, which keeps doing what? Putting pressure on you by raising the price of shit.
And in that good old capitalism, sometimes we get into those upper echelon type of situations or degrees, you got to pay to play.
Well, if you have the ability to finish the degree, then you're all right. Because relatively speaking, whatever it costs you to repay them, you're gonna be able to charge that in whatever you're doing. So if you have to pay a lot of money, but now, hey, what do? I'm a pharmacist, right? It's going to pay for itself because I don't have to worry about getting another, I don't have to worry about job security.
Now think about this, right? You go through that. You go to med school, right? You do all this. You have this deadline. You've been studying so hard, grinding so hard, you don't even have any credit history or anything like that. So you go to get like a house or something out of med school and you get denied. Does that make sense?
It makes sense if it was just that rigid, you know what I'm saying? But if I could show a bank, I would think, I'm not entirely sure, but I would imagine. And then I would look at his parents too. If he's a doctor, a lot of times it runs in the family type shit. So somebody probably be backing me, if I went for the loan. But even a bank thinking about it, saying, let me look at, what we got on you. What was your grades like? You know what I'm saying? What hospital are you working for? What field are you in? If you a general doctor or you a specific doctor? You know what I'm saying? We look at all them things because like I said, job security in all likelihood is not going to be a problem for him. So this could probably be a damn good loan, especially now. And he probably could do it if we back his loan with a cosigner.
That cosigning is key. And I say that just because I've seen that situation before. But it's like a foreign person who, they don't have necessarily family here.
Right.
But, they go to like a car dealership and they're like, no, definitely not. But, through certain situations, they're...
I would even think maybe they have some colleagues that would back them, depending on what
that
group
could get slippery, bro. That could get real slippery.
Yeah, I guess each
cosigner on the loan. Hey, watch that one. Gotta watch that one, bro. Cause that cosign is like y'all getting married to whatever that asset is.
Yeah. See, I never thought about that. The doctor couldn't get credit based on him just being.
Because I'm saying they don't have work history yet.
Right. Yeah.
They've been grinding hard. They don't not even a credit card.
Yeah. Well, there's a niche right there. Because I promise you, as long as I could. Make sure that person, as you said, a foreign doctor, I don't want them to end up in fucking India tomorrow and shit like that. But as long as I could kind of, see that he's gainfully employed, that might be. As a matter of fact, what I might do with him, and what I would do is have him put a significant amount down Because if he's making a decent amount, he should be able to put a significant amount down.
But some of them, this is like, boom, they just got out of school. Like, really, they grind hard. You know what I mean? They just getting out, and they're like, okay, I'm about to get a car. You know what I mean? And they have nothing. But they haven't even started working yet, type of deal. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Well, then it would be like, what was you doing before that? Why all of a sudden now you need a car?
Walking. But you know what I mean? They doctors now. Well, I got my
well, if you were doctors now, then goddamn it, he should be able to be financed. I would think.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, I don't know, man, because banks they have really tightened up the lending standards, man. They really have.
And
so
tighten that up, and the rates have gone up. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Good old America.
And then if they're trying to buy houses, the prices of houses have gone up a lot.
Everything is going up, man, except that salary. Which that doesn't make sense, man. We don't want to riot. And speaking of riot, have you seen some of the students about our folks? Also, which I was saying, bro, right? We have a little theme going on, kind of how we're going to shape the youth. You know, you were kind of saying that earlier about that's something else you would say in regards. And
I talked about conflict resolution. We always talk about
conflict resolution. But our people over in Israel, I've been seeing some campuses in the United States have been kind of having their own little protests and sit-ins and things like that. Have you seen any?
I've seen it, man. And I've raised a question to myself. Mm-hmm. And that is that if they're protesting on the campus and they were saying they were not allowing Jews to go to class and what have you, how are you identifying a Jew?
Interesting.
Because they went to...
Are they rocking the yarmulke?
But that's the thing, which they don't have to do, right? Of course, you want to show that. But I'm saying, look, if that's the case, how you are being identified, take your yarmulke off. Take your Star of David off. If it was, that important to you. Or they're saying it's more important than that. But they show one Jewish guy, and they were interviewing him. He just had a bunch of curly hair and looked like he'd been to fucking Florida, got a tan or some shit. I did, here's a Jew. You know what I'm saying? So they could imagine, because all of these people got to understand what black people went through. Imagine if you can't take shit off, everything is just face value. See? If they really want to go along, get along, whatever identifies them as a Jew, they could just remove it. It's something, that they could take it off. Or take it away. Whereas imagine the struggles black people were going through. That's why none of their struggles are equal to the black man's struggle in America. As soon as you walk anywhere, nothing you can do to hide it.
Can't change that.
Based on the shit that they fucked up our image about, we can't go to Europe sometimes. It's face value. Nowhere around the world sometimes can you go and not be treated, in certain ways. Sometimes you get treated better, but that's not, most of the time. So yeah, imagine that shit if you can't come away from what it is that people are discriminating against. So yeah, that's some heavy shit, man.
That is deep.
But I'm still interested for somebody to start showing me just in droves how are they identifying them as Jews.
As Jewish.
Jewish or whatever. How are you identifying this guy? Here's this guy, he's Jewish. Yeah. What's letting you know he's a Jewish person? Are you just going by looks?
And what are they saying there? Like, who is not letting them go to class? Like,
whoever the people are who are deciding to be as they say, anti-Semitic. So they're obviously fighting against what's going on in Palestine. So that's a mixture. I see people that look like they're black, whites. I guess some of them probably look Hispanic or whatever. But I'm not sure exactly who you would say. I think it's a multitude of people because shit is changing, and it started in New York at I think like just 2 universities, but now I think it's out in California and a couple other places, and they're making demands. They want them to stop investing in certain companies in Israel, and they're getting deep with this shit.
Deep. Yeah. Which
very deep.
You were making kind of the comparison.
So deep, put your butt to sleep.
No, Diddy, bro. All right, listen here. This OG Lee gets a little freak man over there sometimes. But I'm thinking, you said a little thing earlier about kind of the comparison of Jewish and being black. You can't necessarily hide being black. Jewish, you might be able to cover that up. But
It's
being
no might. You can.
you can die.
They've been doing it for years.
And so, but listen, is there on being a black man? Is there a difference between being an African American or a black American?
It depends on who you ask. You know what I'm saying?
I'm asking OG Lee.
If you ask a white person, for instance, if they're racist, they all niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But even amongst our culture, it's a difference between black people and African Americans because it's a different part of history.
What is? Give me a little breakdown because I was kind of
at one point you were, I guess, a nigga, right? And it was a Negro. You know what I'm saying? Then you were black. Mm-hmm. And then it became the African American, right?
Okay, so that's after. Okay, interesting.
So when you were going through different phases, for instance, when we were a Negro, and I guess it doesn't.
I was
really
never
matter.
a Negro, bro. Don't call me.
It doesn't matter. You probably should have been called a Negro, but the label doesn't matter because when we were considered Negroes in this country, Negroes, not niggers, but even niggers, but we weren't under our own volition as niggers, but as Negroes, right? Mm-hmm. Carried ourselves much better than people who consider themselves like they're from somewhere now, like African Americans, right? Black people and Negroes carried themselves with much more dignity than people nowadays. You know, so it's not really what someone calls you. It's kind of how you carry yourself, what dignity and respect you carry yourself with.
So is it possible to give like a time frame breakdown on like the term, like African? When was the African American?
Well, African American, man, which
or you said it was black.
Jesse Jackson was really a person who pushed for that label, mm-hmm. and it was good on his part, to try to just say that, who are these people? They're black. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of people who know are black and proud if they know their era.
I'm black and I'm proud.
But just to say black when everybody else was saying, they're from Italy, they're Italian American, you know what I'm saying? They're German American, this and that. So just to give black people some origin, they came up with African American. But that might have been like, you could check the record, that might have been in the 80s or something like that. 80s or I think it was 80s, maybe mid to maybe late 80s.
Throwing up one of these right here?
Yeah. No. Now that was black. See what I'm 60s? Saying? So you're talking about 70s? All of 60s.
Okay. I'm rocking one of these.
All of the 60s, you're talking about black. Before that, you were Negro. And before, 1865 or something like that, you were a nigger,
18?
Yeah, when them motherfucker freed the slaves?
Yeah.
1865. Even though it still went on a long time, motherfuckers calling you nigger or whatever. Yeah. But technically, once slavery was over, the term became Negro.
And then it was black, but black is before African American. You're saying, right?
That's where we're at now. African American.
African American.
Yeah. African American. But most black people who are called African American have no idea where they're from in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So it's giving you a label, and of course giving you a place of origin, but not specific. And then
is that a slap in the face?
They said that everybody originated from one man from the continent of Africa. So I guess nobody really knows where they're from. Right? If you say that you're a German American or German, period, if all life came from Africa and you just think that you came from where you are there in Europe, nobody knows where they're from, obviously.
Should we be offended that our European counterparts don't have to identify to their home country?
Well, because it's not like somebody else twisted African American, supposedly twisted their arm to say you got to be called that. That's something that we were vying for, apparently.
Yeah.
They said we just assume call you black or Negro or even
whatever the hell. Shit, stay over there.
They just assume at that time, especially they just assume not call us. Period.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Hey, you know how New School does, right? We throw on a random wig all of a sudden. I feel like I should do that.
Oh, that's a wig? I blinked my eyes and saw you like that. I
Whoa!
thought,
Yeah.
thought you was like had that chia pet effect going.
But look, I got a serious
But
question.
you know what?
I got
though?
a serious one for you.
I had a dude in my class, man, when I was in the 5th grade. Yo, shout out Chucky Hutton.
Chucky!
Yo, that's how his hair was looking. He
Look
had,
like this.
as they say, that good hair.
He was black or what?
He had to be mixed with some shit, man, because he had that good ass hair, man. Whenever
Like
you
this?
know that shit that would make a motherfucker jealous and shit. If you had all that Kevin Durant type, you know what I'm saying? You look at this motherfucker with that good hair, you're like, fuck you, nigga.
Well, look, right? That leads me perfectly into this very serious question I have for you, bro.
What's that, man?
What hairstyle would you have if you weren't bald?
Oh man,
What you rocking up top there, bro? You rocking one of these?
I would be rocking a shadow fade, man.
The shadow?
Shadow
Like
fade.
the kid, which I ain't looking too shadow right
Yeah,
now.
except I kept more on the top, you know what I'm saying? And really a little closer on the sides and shit, and a nice tight line. Shadow fade, man. Caesar.
You was growing it out though, bro. How far was it growing? You weren't feeling it or what happened? I know you had a little bit growing out.
Oh, what you mean now?
No,
Shit.
like not too long ago, you know what I mean?
Oh
You
no,
had it.
too many
Like patches and shit?
Kevin Durant issues, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So no.
Once we
Shout
get-
out to Kevin Durant, man, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have already had some shit sewn
Right.
in and
That's
all that
interesting.
type of shit. So he's like, yo, this is me. And he could play his ass off.
You
Even
hey,
though they got taken the fuck out, man.
they did knocked out
Minnesota. You were saying that, man, that Minnesota was going to take them out.
Hey,
Sweep them.
I thought them boys are looking harder than I thought they was gonna be. Anthony Edwards is really like that. But KD, 3 straight seasons not making it to the second round. How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like if I was Kevin Durant,
When he's kind of the focal point on the team, low key.
if I were any of those guys, of course I'd being competitive. But at the end of the day, we went out there, we left it all out there on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Disneyland whether I win the fucking NBA championship.
Let's go
or not.
fishing, boy. I've been
Let's
great.
go.
nigga.
You know what I'm saying? I live in a fucking mansion. All these people on my dick because I play ball wherever I go.
Man.
A lot of places I ain't even got to spend no money. These are all on my dick. Everybody around me signing shit. Man, I'm trying to win, but if I don't, I ain't fucked up about it. How many niggas you know
Let
are in
them
the
have
NBA?
that. I'm about
What
to go
percentage
chill.
of the population of men in America, the whole world now, since they got all these global players, right? How many people are in the NBA? How many of them don't even make it to that level? You know what I'm saying? Get cut way before that. And some of them not even go through college. and
I
shit.
really do wish,
Even though Durant didn't, but
I do wish being a professional athlete was seen as more like less realistic. Like I wish that was. It's not like it's pushed, but it's like I guess marketed as like a possibility.
to most people,
Yeah, like
well, that's one of the
That
things.
is
That's no different than motherfuckers buying a lottery ticket every time. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
The same thing, it's giving you hope. You think that I could be that person to do it. And the thing about it is, with the NBA, a lot of times the players come from a lot of predominantly black like neighborhoods. And
Wait,
so
so
you know the person a lot of times. Somebody knows them. That's my homeboy, blah, blah, blah. Hey,
so
he made it. Somebody out here could make it.
you slapping so many people in the face, bro.
Why you say that?
You're comparing making it to the NBA and winning the lottery.
Yes.
What hard worker, I guess, going to your job and making money to buy a lottery ticket is the hard work they're putting in?
No, the chances of you getting in, whether you work hard or not.
Oh, so you're going off a probability. It's an interesting comparison.
It's definitely a probability.
I'm saying, I'm thinking more of like the hard work to put in, you know what I mean, the work to do, and you're saying kind of the probability
Well,
of
this is the
NBA
thing.
and-
You could think about the hard work to put in, right? When you think about the 4 years that some guys got to go through college.
4 years? Not before that?
No, I'm saying there's some people who could skip that 4-year part and come right out of high school
So
if they
that-
didn't change the rules. You know what I'm saying? So the preparation a lot of times is relative. A lot of times it's just natural skill too.
Nowadays they are not just 6th grade, they pick up a basketball now. These boys have been hooping since they were 5 years old, type shit.
Because what do they want to do? Increase their probability of maybe making it to the league. But
And
it's
so
still
you thinking lottery ticket
I wouldn't
and
say
doing
that it would be like, well, yeah. Now it would depend too of what level you're talking about winning in terms of the odds. You're not talking about picking all 6 numbers in the Powerball, right? So it's not that great of an odd, but it's a hell of an odd relative to the population. It's a hell of a odds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probability.
And then it's a hell of a odds to maintain that. You hear about a lot of people, they made the team, and then before you know it, they gone because they didn't have what it took to sustain that.
Which, hey, I was about to give us a little break, but that brought to me that good old word of the day, bro.
Word of the day.
Because I'm going to give it to you, and we going to, do what we need to do real quick.
Word of the day?
The word of the day.
Word of the day.
That word of the
I'll
day.
be practicing
today.
that, man, because I'm going to use my voice, man.
I like it, bro.
On a radio spot.
And look, that word of the day is about to start dropping on Wednesdays on our Instagram. We're going to have word of the day Wednesdays, bro. So y'all can just go there if y'all need a little something to put in your bag. But the word of today.
I didn't even know that, man.
Is.
Yo, you didn't tell me?
No. Hey, that's news to everybody.
No, that's good shit. Man.
Strategic. Right?
Strategic.
Because that's what these boys are doing now, bro. And with their parents. They getting strategic with how they're even allocating their funds. Because it's not just the player that's starting to invest in this now, bro. Parents are investing from when they're 5 and 6.
I know, man. And speaking of that, right before I came here, I was looking on Facebook, and somebody had put up a post that showed what the sign looked like at one of these places where they were holding the AAU tournament. Mm-hmm. And the sign was reading
$30 ticket.
All of what it was, 30, and breaking it down to kids and all that. But this
2
family,
games that day.
The family had to spend $108, and they was talking about how they couldn't afford it. So the mother and the son who was playing went in, and the father and the other ones had to wait outside. The mom was telling them, "Hey, I'll go live so he could see it." You know what I'm saying? So, but that means that you're catering, which they are now in AAU. You're catering to a certain person, type of people who can afford that. And then those are the people who are put on that platform for the overseers to come and look at and pick out and see which ones they want to, choose to be in the bigger league. So.
But you know what they're doing? Even those people picking, they're being strategic, bro. And when you're being strategic, you're carefully designed or planned to serve in a particular purpose or advantage.
Damn, it sounds like you read that shit right off the top, man.
Hey, that's what it is. So
or I shouldn't say read right off the top. Sound like you ran it right off the top of the dome without even having to have no script type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of you, man.
I don't know. But hey, you got to be strategic, really, is all we getting to. We talking to the youth, saying how to shape the youth, doing the things that we do, and strategy and being strategic is very key to, planning your future and getting ahead. But hey, it's old school, new school. UND, OG Lee. It's not a Red Cup Saturday, but we're going to pour up, fill up. We be right back. Hey, and we are back, baby.
Goodness.
OG Lee, UNDE. Took a little break. Talked about some nonsense like we do. I hope y'all did y'all's little, like, comment,
let me just say this, man.
How you gonna say this in the middle of the like, comment, subscribe, bro?
Because I know they're gonna do that. They did that from the last time you said it, man.
All right.
They stop, drop, just like a fire. You know how they say stop, drop, and roll?
Bro, yeah.
They stop, drop everything they was doing and hit that subscribe, man.
All right, say no more.
But I was gonna say, man, while I was thinking about this, I remember I knew this guy when he was incarcerated.
Hold on, bro. I'm sorry. This guy that was incarcerated, I won't let you lose that thought. But
and
you keep saying them, and you're not respecting our schoolies, bro.
Oh,
you gotta put some respect on that.
That's kind of new. So I've be, schoolies, yes.
To the school. But the guy that was incarcerated.
Yeah, he was telling the story of how he was so strung out as a crackhead that every day he would put on a suit jacket, go to the church, and get the church van. Because at that time, there was a lot of people out in the street. Crack was everywhere.
A church he attended, or
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was so phony and shit. But anyway, he called himself a deacon and shit. And he would get in the church van and ride to the crack spots and shake down the young men. You know, as if he was like trying to proselytize to them and shit like that. And then end up, give me that, young man. Does your mother know about that? No. The crack. Give me that. Wait, does your mother know you were out here, you know, playing that real crazy shit like that? That he take the crack and go smoke.
This rock.
He was shaking down a lot of these young niggas because there was a lot of young hustlers out there tripping, right?
Wait, where is
but he was shaking them all around Little Rock. Yeah, he used to do that. Driving around with the church van, shaking down real young, you know,
that's hilarious.
16, 17-year-old motherfuckers real. Play that, you know, like he's a witness and all of this shit to him, witnessing to him, talking all this shit, and then
hands up.
Let me pray for you, shit like that. He go through the whole thing.
In their pocket, he in their pocket.
Let me pray for you, young man. Give me that. Man. Give me that in your hands. But he used to do that shit for real, so he had it down. Yeah, for real.
He'll take that demon from him and take care of it himself.
But I'm telling you, man, a person on crack, man, what better salesman, man? They can convince him. I'm talking about, man, what a salesperson, man.
Oh, man.
Like they say, these motherfuckers will sell ice to an Eskimo.
sell some sand to a whale? You might be able to actually sell some sand to a whale. They can't get too close. Might hurt yourself, you know?
We were talking about that today, me and my granddaughter, man, about the biggest fish. Maybe you know, she said the biggest fish is not a whale, it's not a shark, it wasn't a dolphin. I was like, I don't know, I'm at a loss. Not a whale.
Not a whale.
Not a dolphin.
I think sperm
she
whales
said
are pretty big.
It wasn't a shark even. She said it was something else.
Mm.
And in its name is sea something. It's not a sea dragon. She said that didn't exist. But a sea something, and it's bigger than a whale, bigger than a shark, bigger than a dolphin. And she said it's black and white. I'm like, man, I don't know what that is.
Not a killer whale, right?
She said it wasn't a whale, wasn't a shark, it wasn't a dolphin. I said, man, I'm gonna have to ask your dad on that one.
We're gonna have to do our research.
That was really stumped me. 5-year-old stumped me, man. You know these kids are smart nowadays. Something. These kids are smart, man.
They are. They're very smart. And they say the darndest things.
Yeah.
Really, like raising a kid, so as I'm doing that, it's like all the cliches, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That people say, like, ironically.
And every day you hear something different. Every day you hear something, you know, that you didn't hear before.
Yeah. Before you know it, they're going to be dropping. I'm like, look and see, already talking. Asher's about to start talking probably by Monday, or you know what I mean?
GP, I want to hear her say that. Once she says that, she's officially talking.
Yeah, she's working on it hardcore.
Yeah,
but
man.
can I do a new school?
Do a new school, man. Do an old school, do a new school, do whatever.
New school. Hey, our minds, just from what's being pumped into it, they get opened up a little bit, man. We get wide minds. We accept everything in. It's kind of a crazy thing, but I do it myself, right?
And you think about it, man, how you can literally shape somebody's mind, man.
So malleable. Oh. Now, have you heard or have you seen or have you heard of a guy by the name of Billy Carson?
I heard about him recently.
What have you heard? What have you heard about this guy?
Just the one video I saw about him. He was on that scientific type shit. You know what I'm saying? The thing I saw about him, he was talking some shit about in New Zealand, was it? No, Antarctica. How there was some kind of basically hidden kingdom or something.
And if he's bullshitting, he sells it well. It's really when I fuck with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what I'm saying? Go look it up. I've looked it up a couple times. Like,
I bet just because of that motherfucker, you done had hundreds and hundreds of people that went to Antarctica.
Oh yeah, or at least went to where you can do the probably pay for a service to see like their remote like viewing.
But you'll know if it's some real shit. Mm-hmm. The closer you get, the closer your ass to get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Closer your ass to getting locked up if it's some real
Planes
shit.
start
like
coming
what's
out
that
of
shit
nowhere.
They got in Nevada?
There's some shit going on in the they say in old Grand Canyon, right?
I don't know if it's
Or
the
not
Grand
Grand
Canyon.
Canyon?
I don't think it's the Grand Canyon.
Is the Grand Canyon in Nevada?
No, the Grand Canyon is in
Arizona?
the state. Yeah, the state next to Nevada.
Yeah, shit.
I don't think it's Arizona.
But what, then it wouldn't. I don't know where it would be in Nevada, but I've heard. I thought
You
something
know that
going
like
on
they
in the
have
Grand
some
Canyon.
shit like some UFO type related
Oh,
shit.
Area 51. Area 51.
That's in Nevada, right?
Yeah, that is in Nevada. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I ain't even
indeed.
think
Yes,
about that
indeed.
shit when I was in Nevada because I already know, boy, they'll lock my black ass up if I get anywhere close. Probably.
Get out. Yeah, they definitely got to kind of corridor it off.
But I wonder what's up with that for that. I didn't study it. I heard it and I was like, oh, it's some other, type shit they into. So I didn't really study it hard to know what the fuck it was even about.
My brother-in-law does some business, and he had to, I think, go inside the gates or something close like that. I hate to lie, but I think he's been close or on the premises.
Damn, your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law.
That motherfucker's the feds.
The feds.
That motherfucker's the feds, man.
Oh man, hey, fall off in them comments. Are you the feds,
nigga
bro?
been
Are you the
spying.
feds, bro? But nah, man, it's craziness and crazy enough.
Crazy
Old
type
school.
shit.
I'm thinking. Oh, but did you see the video they were showing Billy Carson of? I think I saw him on Schultz's podcast. Maybe Andrew Schultz. Shout out.
The black dude, right?
Yeah, Billy Carson.
Yeah.
But in I think Antarctica, like you were saying, where they had like an Egyptian looking kind of like Skool on Mars. It was somewhere.
Yeah, some hieroglyphic type shit they had.
That I saw, but it was like it looked.
But
like,
let me ask you, Billy, has he ever been there? Because that's the first question I would ask him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in,
Mars.
it's within the world that you could go to. Economically, it wouldn't be something that was prohibitive and shit,
I don't
right?
think you can just go there from a story I had him tell. Like,
Well, how far did he get it? You should tell us, like, look, I tried to get it in the motherfucker, I couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least that gives it something official.
But
to just say all this hieroglyphic type shit, scientific type shit,
Yeah.
who knows if your shit is got any validity to it?
he would say, look it up.
Because I really would want to ask him, well, do we get the research from his ass to start with, right? So I would ask her, have you been there? Because that's the first thing I would want to do. I'm going to go and check it out.
We're going to
You know what I'm saying?
pull up some clips and side by side, you know what I'm saying, what he's saying. Check the validity.
Yeah. But I guess we couldn't really check the validity
Because we be
Unless we could go there.
checking his research.
unless we could go there ourselves.
And you want to get your black ass locked up like you were just
But the
saying.
thing is, see, what they were saying this 2 years ago, that it's gonna come a time when the internet kind of first started getting off the ground. They were saying there are gonna be things on there that you're not gonna be able to tell the truth from a lie. You know what I'm saying? And we really
happening right now,
really
for
getting
sure.
to that. And they really just touching the surface with this AI shit now, right?
Oh yeah, AI. It's
Yeah.
like AI right now is like video games. How I saw them like a
And it's the
like
two
a
buzzwords.
Nintendo.
It's the two buzzwords now. Artificial intelligence,
Oh yeah, it's gonna get crazy. Like AI right now, I feel like that they're putting to the public is like a Nintendo. I mean, we got to go through the GameCube and the Dreamcast or Dreamcast, GameCube, respectfully. You know what I mean?
I was out of that shit. Even when it was in Nintendo, I just knew at some point I was like, this shit is keeping these little motherfuckers out of trouble
I mean, you provided
and staying in one fucking spot. Bet. Fucking Nintendo, call it whatever the fuck. This shit has definitely got a captive audience in these kids and shit. Even though some of them may turn out to be crazier than the motherfucker, the parents still left it up to the games to raise the kids, man. That's what they doing now.
do.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that shit with these phones are really fucking obsessive, man. Even with the little kids, it's amazing. They know how to get on and do all this shit, and they got to have it.
Are they strategizing? Is somebody strategizing?
Hey, somebody is just to, get them locked, just like you would TV. You know what I'm saying? Like they did with us. Because as long as you make something like official, then, and it was easier back then when you couldn't copy all so much, right?
Yep.
Anything on TV, and even now, is considered official type shit. So if we get everybody fixed on these phones, man, and we start
Forget the
putting all
real
that
shit that's
information-
going on.
Yeah, because you really got to do that for people, man. You got to kind of make people think that their lives are not what they are. And even at what they are, they could be better. Like there's some hope. Like you were saying, you could become an NBA person, more so than anything else. If you were just like a average Joe, they got suckered into going to college, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's kind of what we led this with. Can you have that healthy mindset while broke? You gotta throw in a little spice.
If you can laugh at yourself. Because the reason you're broke is from something you didn't do. So if you can laugh at yourself, you can have a healthy mind. Yeah, be able to laugh at yourself. Because the bottom line is, at some point you didn't study hard enough and think enough into it to say, hey, this is what I need to do to even survive, right? Because one of the things people do not factor in is how they get ready to hit you with what they call inflation. You know, and before you know it, you look at, oh shit, that costs this right here, and you just be at the cash register just tripping, and that's $76.98. She's like, God damn, $76.98. You start looking at your shit like, damn, what all did I buy and shit? Because they do that price switching sometimes. I'm telling you, I found that out in Walmart. I found it out in Kroger. You know what I'm talking about?
Were they what?
On when you pick it up, off the shelf, you look at the shelf price. But then when you get it up and it gets actually scanned, it's more than that. That shit was going on a lot, man. A lot.
Lawsuits.
Because see, what they're expecting is you to buy 10, 12, 18 items. And as the lady's going across them, you're not remembering all of the prices. You remembering at the time you picked it up. You know what I'm saying? And put it in your basket. But after that, again, especially if you're doing the big shopping, 30, 40 items, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to realize till you get out and you really look at your tick. Oh, shit, how much? You're going to remember one or two specific items you bought. Just because of that sales price, you're going to remember, oh, I bought them because you don't normally buy them and shit like that, right? I just bought them because they was on sale. You see the regular price. I know I don't spend that for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can go back and show it to them and they'll change it. But they do that shit on purpose. I'm telling you, there have been lawsuits here recently too. I'm telling you, they do that shit on purpose. Because the number of times they're going to get caught the number of times they're going to get over far outweighs the number of times they're going to get caught, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm talking about every time I go in there, if you don't check your shit, man, I'm telling you.
I'm trying to get at you. Yep. Hey, you don't put me on. I ain't getting got.
And that's an extra tax on the motherfucker.
I ain't getting got.
You know what I'm saying?
And as I'm sitting here right now, we hit a word of the day. We also come with the Mind Crusher Mondays.
Mind Crusher Mondays.
But I got a Mind Crusher.
A Mind Crusher.
And this one today is dog.
Did you choose this one at random, or you just...
This wasn't complete random.
Stacked the deck again.
I looked at it and just from the title, I went from this one. Dog. Do you think a dog could have its own dog? Short and sweet.
A dog could have its own dog?
Could it have its own dog? It cares for it, takes care of it, does its thing.
I absolutely think they could, man. Because that's basically what a mother dog is doing. You know what I'm saying? But, man, I tell you something, man.
Say Kane, for example, he could have him a little pup.
That's basically what they do, man. Let's say I got a pup, right? Obviously, he can't physically have one. Mm-hmm. Let's say I got a new pup. Within their language, he starts training him. You know? You remember our dogs we've always had, right? They don't come off the thing. I only taught one set of dog that. And each time, there's always been one. One might have passed, but one was still living when we got the new pup. He just followed from the other one. And so on like that.
Hey,
so they could definitely raise another pup. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, man, I just think about, like, if you have a dog and you got a decent job, say you're like a middle class person or whatever, or you consider yourself upper middle class even, and you look at how you take care of your dog, feed your dog, and then think about somebody who's homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody feeds their dogs kibble. And now you go in these places like Walmart and other places, they got a separate little ice box where you get this fresh food type shit. It's on like a roll, like shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit like $45 and shit like that. But motherfuckers must be buying it because they keep selling it, right? So just think about those people who, as it were, they don't have no kids and shit. They spoil their dog, right? And the dogs are doing a lot better than a lot of people, man.
Actually.
Yeah, I think
in real life.
Yeah. And in a way, I feel guilty about that, but there's no other way. It's like, hey, this dog is like my family. If somebody's my family, they would do better than somebody, maybe who's homeless or something like that. But yeah, I was just thinking about that as I look at my dogs. I'm like, man, y'all got every fucking thing, man. You're not like regular dog, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you ain't like damn near some regular people.
Kick back, chilling. Get to go outside, inside, it's AC.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Burglars come and shit like that. They're like, shit, I ain't going out there, motherfucker. You go out there.
Come on, man.
They fighting for who getting behind each other and shit, man.
I do think that, like, will my dogs shake into action? Or they literally damn near completely useless?
Hollywood, for sure.
Hollywood?
Yeah, because I seen her spur into action against Kane, when he was trying to go after Goo one time. So that means she already knows, when there's danger. And the thing is, she uses her body. You ever see how she flings her body?
Oh, yeah.
She comes flying. Comes flying and she swings her body like a weapon and shit.
Yeah.
I'm serious, man. I saw her do that twice. I forget what the exact other situation was, but she's very protective.
She's great at swimming. I feel like she's supposed to be like an otter.
She's like a motherfucking Labrador. Like that, You know how they be taking the motherfuckers hunting and everything.
Yeah, I've had which I haven't done it lately, which is sad. She used to swim a lot.
She don't swim.
Great swimmer.
Yeah, she moved into the hood now. See, it's like people. There's no places to go swimming in the hood. Used to when you was with those country people and shit like that, you take her and let her swim in a lake.
Take her down to the water hole.
Kind of shit. You in the hood now, nigga.
I could take
concrete jungle.
I could take her to the creek though. She loved that.
But the water's like, it's not high enough.
She can swim in it. After good rain.
She'll be walking on that shit.
Nah.
Then again, who knows what's in there?
Yeah. You can get lost in that. You could get lost in there for sure, my bro. I'm trying to tell you. We really got to get footage of that, man. That's a little secret gem in the neighborhood. But was that Mind Crusher too short? Should I double it up?
What was the damn Mind Crusher?
Get about some stupid
fucking dogs and shit, right? Can a dog take care of a dog? They gotta take care of their dogs. Wait a minute.
This one will be random.
You have been negligent in your duties, man. And ring this motherfucking.
Come on, you gotta ring that.
Now you know what that is? That shit was stuck to the table. That means that this thing. You know what that means?
Yeah, we free.
There's no such thing as freedom. No, that's what that meant, right? Freedom.
We's free. Hey, a good ring. That means we gotta do another one.
Thank God Almighty, we free.
We's free. Hey,
ooh, thank you, Jesus. Whoop, whoop. Hallelujah.
Hey, and
you know about that? You don't know nothing about that, man. You had to been raised on that type shit.
I've been to more church than you, bro.
You been to them white folks and shit. They be all quiet.
Pause, bro.
You gotta go with some real Negro preaching, some Negro spiritual singing and shit.
Now this is a random Mind Crusher, bro. I don't know this one, but this is the right thing to do.
What does it say on the back of the Mind Crusher on that particular one? The right thing to do?
Caucasian lady, finger biting, not sexually, just kind of nervously, actually. The right thing to do. So, you're taking a dump at a friend's house.
Oh my goodness, man! Stay away from that shit, man.
You flush
especially
the toilet.
If they don't have windows.
You flush the toilet.
Especially if they don't have windows, man.
You flush the toilet, bro. You look down. Oh no!
And you know what? I don't think about it now. But wait, I don't think about it now. But wherever we lived in New York, it was always at least 6 people that lived there. Yeah. You would always have one bathroom. I don't know how we did it, man. Because there's sometimes, somebody's in there and you just got to go. And they in there shitting, man. And as soon as you come out, they come out, boom, you got to go right in. I forget how it all took place and how everything went, but I don't know how we did that shit. But go ahead, my bad.
Made it through. You got a couple bathrooms now, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. Thank you, Jesus, man. Jesus did that. Can you imagine that shit? That Jesus did that?
This is the right thing to do, bro. This is the right thing to do. You're taking a dump at a friend's house. You flush the toilet.
Courtesy flush.
You look down. Oh no. Your massive turd has left a terrible brown stain on the toilet bowl.
Mm-hmm.
What is the right thing to do in this situation?
Now that has happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just walk off. You leave that thing murder scene, or you do a little extra. How you work that out?
I look around this toilet, and most people have a scrub brush, right? Mm-hmm. So I go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, cleanly. Yeah.
But that only happened to me once.
Okay. Say this.
I do turds. I do turds. I do turds, man. The only way you leave some shit on the toilet is if you got all that smashy type shit coming out your ass like paste and shit, man. That means you ain't drinking enough water.
Nah, bro.
You gotta do turds, brother.
You and your ass always on the same accord.
Yes,
no way,
man.
bro.
You gotta do turds. But no, that's what I would do. I would do the scrub brush, and if they didn't have a scrub brush, shit, I would flush the toilet one more time. You know what I'm saying?
Knock it on out there.
And try to.
But you know what I mean? That water sometimes doesn't come up there. You know what I mean? To where you're going for.
I would do everything short of put my hands in there and all that type of shit. I would do whatever short of doing that. Especially if they didn't have like that blue shit. Sometimes you had that blue shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. I already know what you.
If they had the blue shit, I would just leave it like
Yeah.
Leave it like it was.
Let it knock out, blend in. But listen, right? Can I hit you with a new school?
Hit me with a new school, man. I like to hear this new school shit.
One of them skirt. We just kind of switch it 180. Sometimes we might hit like a 200.
Hey, another thing, man.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, especially if you're a kid, that's why you got to teach a kid how to wipe their ass, right? Because if you got some shit that'll get all stuck on the toilet bowl, it's stuck all up and down your ass, right?
You couldn't leave
so
that.
Teach your kids and adults too.
Yeah.
Because motherfucker, your wife will tell you how the husband be having streak marks and shit like that. So learn to wipe your ass if you're making them pasty shits. But go ahead.
Off of that note, the fathers today.
Oh, God. I love the fathers of today.
Are they better or more present than the fathers of their past?
So present and better, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, those two don't have to be related.
So break it down and what you want vice versa?
Yeah, but most of the time, if they're your kids, see, that's the thing. You got baby mamas, all these mixed families and shit like that. But if it's your actual kid, then you care about him, you know what I'm saying? And if you're there, he's going to turn out or she's going to turn out better.
Mm-hmm. And not worried about the comparison, but what you thinking? It's better now, or it was kind of better then, or on what aspects? I'm trying to hear
really
break it down.
Like it for if you're talking about our culture,
that's what we're talking about.
Just going back to where I could go back, like the '60s. A lot of times that was just a broken type of family where the dad wasn't present
at all.
Not really the dad who was the blood dad. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a tumultuous time, I would say, socially.
60s?
Yeah. And coming off of even 40s, 50s, just the way, I guess, I would honestly have to say from slavery, the social dynamic that was set up. And then when you fast forward it up to like the 60s, you had it to where they literally did it by design where like, hey, you can't get certain benefits if there's a man living in the house. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of broke families up a lot too. And so nowadays I think you see more if the father's not necessarily in the house per se, he still is involved in the kid's life. And that does one or two things. Helps the kid out a lot, or makes the little motherfucker even more crazy because he going back and forth in these different type of households. I'm here this week, there, next week, and all that type of shit. But overall, I would say, I like what most of these dudes are doing. These young dudes, really, really being good fathers. And the ones of old, see, I don't know if they wrote a song about the new cats, but the old song was "Papa Was a Rolling Stone." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he died, all he left just was a loan. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But look, as you was talking about loans with these doctors, if Papa Was a Rolling Stone could get a loan, if they're a doctor and they can't get a loan, I don't know what's wrong with them. They ain't got no game. You got a conversation ruler nation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to talk some shit like Papa did. Because Papa the Rolling Stone.
But Papa was working too, bro. You know he was working.
Papa had 3 jobs.
You know my boy had some
I had 3 jobs. I was the banker, the plumber, and I was the lawyer, 3 jobs.
I had one more topic I had to hit you with, bro.
What's that one more topic?
I gave him a little rest, man.
But I think some people would disagree with me and say that these young niggas ain't shit.
So that's what I was gonna say, bro. Because I was gonna say you was kind of saying that you
making
were,
all these babies mamas. See, that back in the day, they made the babies mamas, but they didn't give them no label and start naming them and shit like that. They just did it.
Did they take care of them? No, we didn't take care of them?
No.
Because I was thinking, like, is the kind of black father narrative, is it being debunked or it's kind of still this?
It is, though. It is. And something I was so proud of, man, which it just happens. See, like today we were on the playground, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously we come there to entertain our kids. Yeah. We don't even know who's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? We just say we going to the park. But you go to the park and it was like 2 or 3 little Mexican or Hispanic kids, right? Mm-hmm. One little black dude, we don't know him, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But once we left there, I guarantee you the motherfuckers was saying, damn, I wish they wouldn't have left. Why don't they come back? You know what I'm saying? Because we playing with all of them,
It was lit.
And the little kids just like that, just like when you grow up like that, you ain't even thinking about what color. They just wanting to have fun. Hey, he's lifting his daughter or whoever's with him and they having fun. Shit, I'm getting in line. I want to do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They're not thinking about you black or you white or whatever, So that's crazy. So, but when you think about that, see, you're a young father. You was out there doing that. The other people I saw like the mother, So the Hispanics, I
was with you, bro.
No, I got. No, the Hispanic guy. I was saying because you had the Hispanic moms, right? Yeah, she had the kids, right?
All right.
So I was saying he's not there. Cause he's out working and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga up on a roof or whatever. But look, that's the trade-off. You know what I'm saying?
Old school couldn't give a good compliment, man.
No,
somebody had to get hit with it.
No, that's the trade-off. You know what I'm saying? Man. That he's out working, so he's right now he's not playing with his kid. His wife brought him over there.
Fucking funny,
but the lifting and shit we was doing on that one particular deal, it was like a man type shit or whatever.
That's what it was. You saved the kid or two.
And then the little black dude, his father wasn't there, right? So I'm like, well, I don't know. We'll be his uncles for tonight or this evening or whatever.
I'm always down to be. I realize I'm Unc. I am Unc, bro.
It takes a village.
It takes a village, man.
And we just do shit like that naturally. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids, man, like you said.
I got the cryitis over here.
Was it Trick love the kids? Was it Trick?
Trick love the kids. You know that. You know that, man.
No, it's a good thing that Puffy wasn't saying that about Puffy. Like Puffy loved it. Then they was like, once this shit came out, we see what this nigga was talking about. But I bet he did some good shit though in his life.
Oh man, I'm over here killed, crying.
You think Puffy did some good shit in his life? I think he did, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because he, a lot of people probably, came up a little bit, helped their family come up and all of this, all because he put them on and shit.
I'm sure he has some charity organizations that he uses to.
They usually tell you to do that shit,
but that's another topic. I had this one. I said I had one more than I was going to
lay it on me, man.
This one right here, bro. So we got an era of basketball. You know, new school got to give you a sports topic too, bro.
Let me say this before we do the fucking sports topics.
Yeah.
They've changed the whole face of the game with that shit when you don't call traveling with somebody, or we used to call it palming or discontinue even. Hold the ball like this and go. What is that? But again, that's a new part of the game. But that allows you to easily change direction and shit like that, man, which is why they had the call in the first place. If you can hold the ball up and then change your direction. So,
I feel
that's
like
crazy,
I'd be willing
man.
to. Who are you calling it on probably the most?
Some of everybody, man.
Everybody?
I see everybody from Anthony Edwards do it. Is his name, Edwards?
On the Timberwolves.
LeBron fucking picks it up and sometimes takes a few steps and shit. So it's like, I mean, not that that's going to take away from the points he scored and blah, blah, blah. But
so
still.
at that point, you want to stop the game, turnover.
Until they change it back to where you can't do that shit. But it's not going to change. The toothpaste is out of the tube.
It's out.
But I just wanted to mention that because that's a part of new school game. And another thing that just upsets me nowadays, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't change that part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You see a guy with plenty of time or enough time. For some reason, he wants to jack up a three instead of when he got a clear lane for a fucking layup. I don't get, but that's the way they play now.
You got to show me that one.
Man, there's plenty of people, I'm telling you, they jack up a three when they had a fucking easy layup. And the game used to be, if you had, in other words, a layup was damn near a short shot. You mean you're going to pass up a short shot to shoot a fucking three?
Let me ask you this. I know back in the day,
Give me a fucking break.
There were rim protectors, right? People were going to block your shot, obviously. Because it's like people, nowadays, it's more, I guess, logical, or of course they do numbers. We want you pulling the three rather than going and shooting a layup.
But
like, who? I guess it'd be who you be talking about.
It depends on what's happening at the time of the game. Let's say, for instance, I've seen games where they up by one or whatever. A 2-pointer is still going to put you up by one. You could start thinking, well, what if they come down and do? We're going to depend on our defense after we score. That's ideally before you had all these Europeans in playing on defense. But ideally, you think your team going to play defense.
Yeah.
Right? So if I get a situation where I could take it to the hole, one of the things I could damn near guarantee is that I could probably 100%, whether they're not going to call it offensive is another thing. But I could draw a contact if nothing else. If he don't come to where he want to draw the contact, I can make a layup. But who would just say, well, fuck it, I got a clear lane, but I'm a jack of three. That's how
I gotta see that, bro. I can't agree.
It happens all the time. And I'm not talking about necessarily when the game is on the line. Just all throughout the game. You see him jacking up threes all the time when you could have took a layup. I mean, it used to be that nobody's gonna say, man, why did you pass up the fucking layup? You throw it back out and he fucking shoots a three. You know, but I'm saying it's a different game in terms of how they look at shit. Who the fuck shoots a three when you got a clear lane layup and shit?
Because like me, you know what I mean? I'm a short person. I might pull a three rather than drive into the lane and potentially get my shot blocked.
But nobody in the NBA is shooting like more than 50% on a 3-pointer. A layup is much higher percentage.
But a lot of people aren't even taking a lot of layups because I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. It's a new game. Nobody's going to be like have
That's
a short
why I'm asking,
jumper.
are there rim protectors? Like, because why would I drive it to Joel Embiid when I have a shot, you know what I mean, between like Maxey and somebody else, you know what I mean? An open shot, he's not even close to me. Why would I drive in there and potentially get my shot blocked for somebody?
Well, if
because you're not going to be open that long.
If Joel is going to switch on you fully to where he could block your shot.
It wouldn't be fully, though. He would be maybe trailing. Like, I would say, when would be the situation?
But as long as you know how to play ball and make a layup, you'll make it. If Joel, if you come from, say, the top of the key on down, Joel comes on to you fully, then if you got the assist prowess, then boom, you're going to be able to hit somebody because he had to come off of you. I mean, he had to come off of something, you know? He could have stood in the middle and tried to, like, intimidate both
It's
players.
really situational. It's kind of situational.
It is, but most of the time, like I said, the old way used to be take the most high percentage shot. Yeah. Now, it's like they're not doing that. And that's all I'm saying. It's a different game. Very exciting and whatever, but it's always a trip when I look at that and I'm like, damn, he had a wide open layup. He throws it outside. The guy shoots a fucking brick of a fucking shot at the 3-point line. I'm
Which
And it wasn't a matter of them having to hit three points to change the flow of the game or whatever. It's just for no fucking reason he jacks up a three. I'm like, what the fuck?
But look, you didn't even let me get my topic, bro. You started talking about carrying and shooting threes, but we're talking about LeBron, Steph, KD. For the first time in 20 years, bro, neither of them getting to the second round. 20 years.
Yeah. Well, just saying that alone.
Is that an end to the era?
Yeah.
The torch is passed.
It is. When you just say 20 years, that's
deep.
the definition of a decade, right? So they had their time. Lucky for them.
A decade? You mean a generation? You taught me that.
What did I say?
You said a decade.
20 years is a generation. There you go. Hey, that means you've been listening. Right, because that could have just went right on by. That means you've been listening. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that can change the face of a lot of things within a generation, right?
20 years.
Yeah. But one of the things they got under their belt is what the work they put in, right? So even if it's 10 years from now, they can sit back and say, no matter where we at now, look what we did. 20 years straight
is crazy.
So look what we did. Really. Yeah. But all good things must come to an end. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you do that shit, when you're young, you handle that shit.
Does that end LeBron's career? Or he's coming back?
Man, look.
Crazy performance.
Unless LeBron.
At the end of the season.
I could see LeBron, I could see LeBron playing in a wheelchair or something. That man is like, he's not.
Triple-double almost on his way out. Yeah. Last game of the season.
But if I were him, honestly, I don't know what team he would be eligible to go to that you could guarantee would win the championship. He's done what he's done. Unless he's just waiting to play in the league if his son is in there. If that's one more accolade or whatever it is you're trying to get, okay. Otherwise, man, go ahead and hang that shit up, man. Hang it up.
Hang it up. But you know what I think LeBron is doing, ironically? I think he's being strategic, bro. I think he's being strategic with what he's doing. OG Lee, UNDE. You know what I mean? All we do is strategize and be strategic with what we do. I feel like I might, overuse the word of the day today, kind of signing us out. I thought y'all could maybe like, comment, subscribe. You know what I mean? Check out what we got going. Find an X. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Twitter. Oh, X. My bad. Snapchat, Facebook. Find us wherever we at, man.
I'm telling you, what I do, I work where I'm like working on shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's tedious type shit. So I just put us on to listen to. It's a trip, man. Just to listen to somebody, you know what I'm saying, take up your time and see we haven't blown up yet to where we got advertising, right? Yeah. So you could just hear us nonstop. Some of the other people, you know what I'm saying, you got to listen to all these ads, which one day we're going to be there. Yeah. But right now, you ain't got to do that. You can hear the whole type of podcast. But when you got these ads, you listening to buying some flooring and shit, somebody else doing some dumb shit with some facial cream, all this type of dumb shit you got to listen to.
You don't even try to hear that. You
can just listen to us, man. Back. Put it on, what's that, Spotify type shit, right?
Cool shit.
Shit, yeah. Amazon put it on Spotify. Music. Put it on Amazon Music. Put it on whatever platform it is and just listen, man.
Kick back and cool it, man. It's old school, new school.
All right, I'm out of here, man. If they still got this shit on me, I'm
OG Lee. We out. Booyah.